My name is Lonnie Keach from United Way Lakeshore. Today's date is April 24th, 2026. And we are at Muskegon Community College in participation with Day of Caring. And the veteran today is Willie Wilson. Willie, thanks for coming in and doing this with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. I would like to ask you a few questions. Please just go ahead and fill them in as you go.
Okay.
Where were you born?
I was born here in Muskegon, Michigan.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Great. And if you don't mind, when?
December 28th, 1975.
All right. Yeah. That's when I went in.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And are your parents still with us?
My dad is. My mom passed away in 2018.
Okay. And what were their occupations?
So my mom retired from Mercy Hospital as a surgical tech, and my father retired from Eagle Ottawa Leather Company.
Okay. And do you have any siblings?
I have two sisters. I'm the middle child.
Okay.
My oldest sister is 53. She works for Shape Corporation. And my youngest sister is 48, and she works for Trinity Health.
Okay. And were either one of them in the military?
No.
No. So you were the one carrying the flag.
Absolutely.
All right. What were your parents or siblings' feelings about you joining the service?
Well, I went to college first, and so when I decided to join the military after college, they were shocked.
Oh,
Everyone was very shocked. They weren't hesitant about it because my grandfather was retired Army, and so my mom, that's the life that she grew up knowing. So they weren't hesitant about it, but they were really shocked because I went to college first, and so they just assumed I was going to go into the workforce.
right. And what primary and secondary schools and college did you attend?
So I went to Michigan State University. Well, primary, I graduated from Muskegon High School.
Okay.
Big Red in '94, and then I went to Michigan State University, and I graduated in '98 with a bachelor's in criminal justice and sociology. And then I also received my first master's from Norwich University. That's a master's in justice administration. And then I just recently, this past December, got my second master's in public administration, nonprofit leadership.
All right. Well, you made me feel awful. What kinds of jobs did you hold prior to entering the military?
So prior to entering the military, like I said, I came in from college. So all my jobs were my senior year of high school, I worked at Plum's grocery store in Muskegon Heights. I did that in my entire senior year. And then while at Michigan State, I worked on campus at the police department. I did traffic control and parking enforcement. And then over the summer and winter breaks, I would come home and work at Comerica Bank.
Oh, okay. All right. We're going to go now into your early days of service.
Okay.
Okay. Can you tell us about when you went into the military? Were you drafted or did you volunteer?
So I volunteered. I enlisted in May of '98, right after graduating from Michigan State.
Why did you decide to join?
So my decision came from me wanting to, I applied for a position with the FBI. And during my interview process, the agent told me I would need military or police experience. So I figured I would go into the military and get both. So I went into I joined the military, the Air Force, as security police initially. But once in, my desire for the FBI kind of fizzled. As a single agent, they're going to move you every 2 years, and I'm a family guy, so
Right.
I don't think I'll be able to deal with that. So I didn't think I would be able to deal with it.
Right. Okay. So, who'd you leave behind when you went in?
So I have a son. My son was born when I was in my senior year of high school. So definitely him, and then my parents, and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. Did you have any pets?
No pets.
No pets.
No pets.
So you didn't leave a dog behind.
I not leave a dog behind.
All right. And we haven't asked you yet, but we're going to ask you now. What branch did you enter?
So I entered the Air Force, United States Air Force.
The Air Force. Okay. And why did you choose the Air Force?
I chose the Air Force for a couple of reasons. A friend of mine wanted us to go in under the buddy system,
Mm-hmm.
but he wanted to do Marines, and I was like, no. I said no. So I suggested the Air Force because it's the closest thing to civilian life. You know, the jobs at Air Force Base are out in the real world.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely, coming out of college, I would definitely wanted something that was going to be close to civilian life so I could easily transition if I didn't stay in. So that's how I chose the Air Force.
I see. So how did you get to your initial point of entry?
Initial point of entry, as in...
When you first joined and you went to, was it boot camp?
Yeah, basic training.
Okay, your basic training. How'd you get there?
So basic training, I flew out of Grand Rapids to San Antonio, Texas. And that's where my basic training was at, as well as my, what they call tech school. Law enforcement training is there at Lackland Air Force Base. And so I stayed there. Everyone else, after basic training, went off to their respective bases. I stayed at Lackland Air Force Base because that's where my tech school was at.
I see. Did you have any pre-schooling as far as military-based type schooling?
None whatsoever.
You had none.
None.
Okay, so you didn't have that foot up on everybody.
I did not.
Okay, what was your most vivid memory of your time training or in school? And what was the best part and what was the worst part?
So the best part for me was going in. I was older, after college. So I went in at 22. So I'm going through basic training with 18-year-olds,
Yeah.
18 and 19-year-olds. So I wasn't as easily broken as they were, and so things that some of the drill sergeants or drill instructors would do and say to them that would really affect them and have them ready to go home, I was able to blow it off because I knew they're trying. This is their tactic, and so it didn't really affect me. So I think going in at a later age was beneficial for me. I went in with a lot more wisdom, and I went in with a plan in regards to a life plan. Whereas a lot of individuals, young individuals, they go in to decide what they want to do. I went in with a plan in regards to, okay, it's time for me to start my career.
Right. So what this is then is it's a combination of best and worst parts.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I went in as an older individual, some of my drill instructors were younger than me.
Oh, yeah.
And because I had more education than some of them, they kind of felt intimidated and came down kind of hard on me.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm a tough guy.
Yeah. So was there anybody that stood out the most, in boot camp or basic training?
There was definitely one drill instructor. I won't say his name, but when I got there, he made it clear that he was determined to watch me back. Just pretty much starting from day one, no matter what point I was in, he was determined to watch me back to day one. He said I was a smart ass. Again, I'm a little bit more educated than some of the 18-year-olds, and I knew what I wanted to do. So he was intimidated. He definitely was intimidated.
I see.
And I came in at the same rank as he was. He was younger. I came in at the same rank that he was at, and so he was definitely intimidated. So he definitely stood out, and he made basic training very, very difficult. He made it very difficult for me. I mean, difficult to the point to where I thought I was strong enough to take it all, but I had some of those moments where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I make the right decision,
Yeah.
Thinking of career changes already, but I'm
And
cool.
so you thought he was getting under your skin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What was your first assignment after basic training?
So my first assignment ultimately ended up being my permanent duty station. It was Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yep.
hmm
Okay. And did you receive any specialized training while you were there?
So while I was there, my first 2 years, like I said, I went in as security police.
Yep.
And so I went through the law enforcement training and all that. It was my first choice going in, but once I was there, I realized this is not what I want to do. And so I did tough it out for 2 years. And then my last 2 years, I cross-trained into intelligence, which I loved.
Now, was this with the blessing of your instructors?
The commander,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
What were your instructors like during that period?
They were very they were tough, but they also understood where I wanted to go, what my goals were, what my missions were in regards to career wise. And so I think without saying it, I think they kind of tried to guide me in that direction without actually saying it, And so when I decided that law enforcement wasn't for me and I wanted to do something else, that's when it was suggested, okay, you move into intelligence. And I think a lot of my previous schooling, had something to do with it.
I see. Did you qualify with anything in particular? Special equipment, special weapons, hand-to-hand?
So I scored expert in pretty much all the weapons. Surprisingly enough, because I had never held a gun or.
Oh yeah.
So surprisingly enough, I scored expert with the weapons. I didn't have to do any hand-to-hand, any combat like that, or fortunately enough, I didn't have to learn how to swim.
Yeah.
Because I can't swim, so that was a blessing for me.
What was the hardest part of your training?
The hardest part of training for me was, as law enforcement, just that preconceived notion or fear that comes with law enforcement. As a law enforcement officer, although it's on a military base, that fear is still there.
Right.
You still want to make it home as well.
Oh, yeah.
But it's that, going into it as a black man, the preconceived notion of what law enforcement is, who they are. And so to me, that was one of the toughest parts.
Right. I understand. Did you receive any promotions?
I got promoted, so I received awards and things. I received Senior Airman of the Quarter, Senior Airman of the Year. I received, I was promoted to Staff Sergeant, E4, and that's what I got out as an E4. Right. And then when I cross-trained into special intelligence, I became the base's special officer, base officer. And so with that, I got to serve on the detail for President Clinton. I got to tour Air Force One, so it had its privileges.
Right. What was the hardest part of military lifestyle for you to adapt to?
Ooh, the hardest part of military lifestyle. So as a law enforcement officer, I went from college party life to now more disciplined Air Force life or military life. And then in law enforcement on the base, we were working 14-hour shifts. And that definitely was, I've heard of 8-hour shifts before, but to a 14-hour shift, I was like, oh my goodness, what did I sign up for?
Those are long shifts.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. What was the easiest part of military lifestyle for you to adapt to?
The easiest part, I think, for me was just the discipline. Again, being older, going in as an older individual, I realized, and I was at that point on my own. I was no longer relying upon mom and dad. So I realized, okay, this is my livelihood that I'm establishing for myself. So I think the easy part for me was just maintaining that discipline for myself.
Okay. All right, we're going to go into some of your, don't let this word throw you,
Okay.
but it's called wartime service.
Okay.
Okay. And the first question I'd like to ask, and I know you've already said it before, but I would like you to say it again. Where did you serve?
So I served at, so my training station was Lackman Air Force Base in Texas.
Mhm.
And then I was stationed at Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas, Nevada. I also did a tour in Saudi Arabia, Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. I went to Oman and Jordan.
Oh, wow. Okay. Which is very busy right now.
Yes, yes.
What are your recollections of that experience?
It was for me. It was exciting. Exciting in the sense that outside of, I had never been outside the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to get that travel and experience different cultures and things like that was exciting to me. But even just within the states, going through basic training and meeting individuals from all over, it was exciting. I love meeting people, talking to people, and things like that. So, and now to this day, some of my best friends are individuals I met during basic training.
What did you think of the change in culture, like in Saudi Arabia?
Definitely the change in culture was it was intimidating. Definitely intimidating. I remember our flight over, we had to close the shades on the plane so the lights wouldn't, show as we were flying in. So that was scary point number one.
Mm-hmm.
But then I remember also on the flight over, I had some magazines at the time, some CDs, music CDs, and the covers, and the sergeants actually walked through to make sure that the material that we had was not offensive to the culture that we were landing in. So like we had to throw away some magazines because like maybe body parts were showing and things like that. So and that's something that I didn't understand at the time, but now I do. Got a much better understanding of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Were you in any combat situations?
No, I've never seen combat directly.
How about combat support or any supportive role during combat time?
So supportive role. So what as a special security officer, that's what my title was. My last 2 years, I was responsible to brief and debrief every soldier from every branch on the countries they were deploying to. So I was responsible to research that country on their threats, different things like that, and then brief and debrief soldiers on that. So that was my support to those deploying.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what kinds of friendships and camaraderie did you form while serving, and with whom?
So definitely, like I say, I met individuals from all over the United States. My best friend, we've been best friends since day one from basic training. His name is Alden Crawford. He actually, I went to Nellis Air Force Base, and he went to Omaha, Nebraska, and we're still best friends to this day. He was in my wedding. I'm his kid's godfather. We just was support to each other, not only at basic training, but even when we went to our respective bases, we remained in very close contact. And a few others as well that we still to this day still contact each other and keep in touch and visit one another and things like that.
So how do you keep in touch?
Phone calls, visits. We go and visit one another. Like when my mom passed, Alden flew right in. I didn't have to ask. He just flew right in And when his dad passed away in Illinois, I just went straight there. So definitely make sure we're remaining that support to one another.
That was the real show of friendship.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What did you do for recreation while you were off duty?
So recreation off duty for me was unique in the sense that when I went to Nellis Air Force Base, my grandfather, retired Army, moved to Las Vegas so he can be close to a good military base hospital, as well as his brothers who were retired Air Force, and they lived in California. So my grandfather moved to Las Vegas, and so it was like home away from home for me.
Right.
I was able to spend a lot of time with him, and so my friends got to know him, and he became grandpa to everybody, But outside of that, being in Las Vegas, everyone thought, okay, I know you did a lot of gambling and things like that. There's so much more to do in Las Vegas than the casinos. Now, mind you, when I first got there, yes, of course, but being able to go to Mount Charleston, just so many different things to do that I want to experience it all.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall any humorous activities while you were there?
Humorous activities. There were
Clean humorous
okay.
activities.
Okay. Now that changes the story. We would take. We would often take trips to from Las Vegas to California. I remember we would go to like San Diego, and mind you, I like to travel, but I never. Up to that point, I was never one who did the driving. And so we took a trip to San Diego from Las Vegas, and coming back, I was responsible to drive. And so it was only supposed to be maybe like a 4-hour drive. And so coming back, we're driving, and everyone else fell asleep, and we're driving. I'm like, man, this is a long trip, And when I realized how far I had driven north, we were like probably like 8 hours away from Las Vegas. And so I'm trying my best to drive as fast as possible to get kind of back on track before everyone wakes up.
Oh no.
But yeah, so we had a lot of trips to California, San Diego, Tijuana, but just road trips, having fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were in Las Vegas.
Yes.
You did participate a little in gambling.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Okay. So, what did you do for good luck?
For good luck?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know anything that I did particular for good luck, but I definitely would play the slots, but I had a limit. Like $20 was my limit, win or lose. And I remember one time I won, to me it was a lot, but I won $400. And I was like, yes, half a rent. Like, I'm done. I am done.
So what was the best part of your service experience?
The best part of my service experience, again, was to meet so many different individuals and to experience so many different cultures.
Right.
That I know, had I not joined the military, I probably would not have even a lot of those places, countries, and things. I probably would have never been to.
Mm-hmm. Do you recall the day that your service ended?
I do. And at that point, I had really considered even staying in to make a career. But then I had got orders. And I got comfortable. I got comfortable there in Las Vegas, and I knew the reality was I wouldn't always stay here.
Right.
But I had gotten comfortable there. My grandfather was there, and I got orders to go to Korea for a year. And I was at the point where I had to decide, stay in or get out. And I'm like, I can't do Korea for a year. And then not knowing if I went to Korea for a year, I probably wouldn't come back to Vegas. I probably would have another duty station,
Right.
And so I was like, I'm going to get out. And so I chose to get out. So
Yeah.
it was hard for me, but now looking back, I wish I had did Korea for a year, but.
Right. When you got out, did you come back home?
I did.
here?
Yep, I did. I stayed in Las Vegas for maybe 3 months or so. My other grandfather in Michigan had gotten sick, and so my plan was to come home to Michigan, help him out, and then go back to Vegas or somewhere. And I ended up coming back to Michigan State. Been here ever since.
Yeah. How were you received by your family and community when you came back?
They were excited. They were excited. Although many of them came out to Vegas to visit, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they were excited I was home, and I'm kind of the one in the family where everyone kind of call for advice in every topic. You know, something medical, they're calling me. I'm like, call a doctor. Something legal, they're calling me. I'm like,
Well,
okay.
you're a smart man. So. Yeah.
So they were excited.
How did you adjust to civilian life when you got out?
Again, I think the adjustment was fairly easy because I chose the branch that was as close to civilian life as possible for me. And so I think I adjusted very well.
Uh-huh. Now, did you go back to school after you got out?
Not right away.
Okay.
You know, not right away. I did, like I said, started working, and then I started a master's program and finished that first one, and then I took a break, and then I ended up starting the second master's program after quite some time.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. And let's see. Did the GI Bill help in any way?
As a matter of fact, I did not use the GI Bill.
Okay.
Yep, I didn't use the GI Bill. Fortunately, my parents were able to cover my undergrad, Michigan State, and then I had some scholarships and things like that. And then I pretty much relied on scholarships and some grants for the master's program.
Right. Okay. And how did the service change you?
The service changed me in the sense that I think it helped me. It helped develop who I am, and definitely it gave me a better understanding and appreciation of our country.
Right.
I definitely. And I wouldn't say before I had like a lack of respect or appreciation, but after serving, you there's so much. There's an increased level, enhanced level of respect you have when you see that flag.
Oh yeah.
When you see another service member, it's a feeling you almost can't explain.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know you already talked about one of your friends that you were very close to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any other friends in the military that you've kept in contact with?
Yes, I have. My friend Clarence Riley. He was law enforcement. Also, he was stationed at Edwards Air Force Base in California. He's still in California, but not in the military anymore. I don't think I have any friends that's still in. Most of them, like Alden, my best friend, he retired from Arizona. He's in Arizona. I also have a couple others that's still in, and most of them are in Texas area.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did the service affect you and the way you relate to others?
Yes. Again, I think I have a much greater appreciation for service members, regardless of branch. First and foremost, and then also for like spouses or families of veterans. Be realizing what they went through. You know, when individuals serve, it's not just that one individual; it's the whole family that's serving. You know,
right.
If that individual is deployed, that spouse is holding down the fort. You know, taking care of the kids, the house, and things like that. So, just having a much greater appreciation for the entire family unit, and just co-workers or a team. You know, I kind of look at like the work I do now is a nonprofit, but I look at my team almost as the same way I looked at my fellow soldiers when we were out, you know, in the field or what have you.
Yeah. Did you join any veterans organizations when you got out?
I didn't join any veteran organizations. However, I kind of created my own. We have a veterans peer support group within Disability Network West Michigan. And so our veterans, we meet monthly, and I bring in other local veteran resources to help the veterans and their the spouses and families out with a variety of different areas, whether it's finances, housing, transportation, medical, their benefits, things like that.
Do you attend any reunions of the people that you were in with?
I have not. I have not. I would love to. Actually, preparing for this, when I pulled out my basic training yearbook, it just brought back all those memories, and I'm like, man, I wonder where such and such is, and things like that. So I'm definitely gonna look into something like that.
Right. Okay, we're going to go on to a little bit on reflections and then conclusion. Okay. How did your military service experiences affect your life? And I know we kind of went into that, but if you could expand on that a little more.
Okay. Well, it affected my life in regards to helping me better plan for life. Like I said, I initially had thought this was going to be my career I'm going to retire from. And then when I quickly realized this is not what I want to do, or I'm not going to retire from this, I had to pivot. I had to pivot and move into a career doing something that I know I could see myself doing long term and retiring from. And so that definitely, it helped prepare me for that.
How has the military service impacted your feelings about the war and the military in general?
Ooh, okay, so again, I have a better understanding now. In regards to why some decisions are made. I oftentimes hear individuals say, why would someone want to voluntarily sign up for the military? I understand. I have a much better understanding why, because that person was me, and having to explain that to some individuals. And it's the same thing with law enforcement. Like I said, I was signed up and I went in as law enforcement. And again, although it's on a military base, it's still law enforcement. And you have some individuals saying, I can never be a police officer, and speaking down about law enforcement. I'm like, that was me.
Yeah.
I get it now,
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, what message would you like to leave for the future generations who will hear this interview?
I think future generations, I would encourage individuals to, if you're still within the age to do so, join the military. I've always said for the longest time, I wish we were a country in which, individuals would have to do at least 1 year in the military. And because I really think that if an individual had to do 1 year, I think it would be so many of them that would do way beyond that 1 year. They'll get there and realize, I'm being exposed to different cultures. I'm being able to travel. I have benefits, automatic paycheck, things like that. So I think I would definitely encourage individuals, if you're able to do so, consider joining the military or doing something that's going to, even if it's volunteering, doing something that's going to be impactful to our country.
Right. I understand. Well, Willie, I'd like to thank you for sharing all of this stuff with us. This has been very informative and very appreciating that we have you here. There's a couple more things. Okay? I'm not going to let you get out of here that quick. One, is there anything you would like to add that we did not cover in this interview?
I think everything was pretty much covered. I was thinking prior to this, I was thinking like, man, what am I going to talk about? But I think it just flowed so naturally with the questions that you have, and it just brought back so many memories and things like that. So I appreciate the opportunity. Right. I really do.
Is there anything you've always wanted to share about the service or veteran experience that you never had before? And it's okay to say no.
No, I don't think so. I think I just think the experiences that I shared, hopefully someone hearing it will gain something, gain a different perspective or a new perspective about the military.
Right. And what do you wish more people knew about veterans?
I wish more people knew that as veterans, we're going through the exact same thing that they're going through. We may have our past experiences may be different than what they're going through as civilians and things like that. But currently, when we come home, we're going through the exact same thing, the things that they're going through. We're experiencing homelessness. We're experiencing food insecurities. We're experiencing all those exact same things. So I don't want individuals to think, oh, just because I have that veteran title, that I'm receiving all these things that doesn't qualify me for, X, Y, and Z. We're
Right.
still experiencing some of the same things.
Okay. Well, Willie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything that you've volunteered to answer for us today.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day, and
do the
thank you
same.
for your service.
Thank you. You too.